It's a team sport. You have to execute to your fullest potential to be able to win these things.
It's time to bring the action here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's go at the Roval.
It is finally time for NASCAR. We have a whole race weekend planned for you guys here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the playoffs. We've got interviews with John Nemechek and other Toyota racing drivers. We're gonna bring you down up close to the track. We're gonna bring you in the pits and a lot of other places here at Charlotte Motor Speedway that you wouldn't otherwise see. Hope you guys are ready for this one. So if we're talking about winning, what is winning to you? Is it just coming in first, crossing the checkered flag? Is there more to it?
I think there's more to it. Obviously, winning is coming across the line first, taking the checkered flag home, right? But the preparation, everything that goes on from the team aspect, this is such a team sport. Yes, we're the drivers. Yes, we're in the limelight. But at the same time, there's 5 picture guys that are jacking the race car, changing tires, feeling it. There's a whole road crew of about 7 or 8 guys that are taking care of the car at the racetrack. And then there's a whole shop of people who work on the race cars every single day, right? And everything has to go right. You have to execute to your fullest potential to be able to win these things, and they're hard.
Winning the race obviously is what everyone comes here to do on a weekly basis, but within the playoffs, you're trying to advance through each round of the playoffs. Pretty honestly, it's advancing is number one, but there's a lot of things got to happen for that to take place. So it takes every single individual to make this possible. It truly is a sport where a lot of people have their hands on the car, on the process. It's not always gonna be smooth sailing. There's gonna be tough moments. We just got to know how to handle those as a team.
All right, we're here with John's team right now. I've got 6 laptops behind me, like 20 guys. We've got multiple iPads. There's people wheeling around tires and wheels. They're getting their car ready. This is a huge team, and everybody has to show up and do their job for him to be able to put that car in position to win. You had some success in the Xfinity series, and now you're in the current Cup. How are those two different?
Night and day difference.
Yeah.
Truck series to Xfinity is a little bit easier of a transition. Xfinity to Cup is really hard. This year has definitely been up and down for us in the Cup series. We've had some good runs, some not so good runs, but everything matters in the Cup series. I mean, all the cars are pretty much the same. It's all the same components, right? Everyone has all the same stuff. So qualifying a couple weeks ago, I want to say within 0.4 of a second was the difference from first to 30th. So every little bit matters.
Wow, okay. So precision is a big deal in what you do.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's very unique about NASCAR compared to what I grew up doing on dirt track racing. And whenever it comes to the Cup Series and a NASCAR, everything is so precise. It's measured down to the thousandth of an inch, and our lap times come down to the thousandths of a second as well. So everybody's really good at this level, and it's all about those small details, and the team that can put together the best race car, the driver who can put together the best race is who's going to be winning.
All right, so we're in pit lane right now. The anticipation is building. This is gonna be the most chaotic part of the whole track. This is where the crews are coming out, doing quick tire swaps and fuel ups. All the cars are lined up right here on my left. And it's cool how close NASCAR lets you get to the action before it all starts. You can interact with some of the drivers, you can interact with some of the vehicles, and like us, stand in pit lane right before that green flag waves. So John just hopped in his car. These are the last few seconds before this place gets super loud. This is the highest point of anticipation where all the fans are back in their stands, all the pit crews are on this side of the wall, and the drivers are in the vehicle. How has Toyota supported your career?
It's been life-changing for me.
Yeah.
I actually started my career with Toyota. I moved on to a couple other manufacturers that we won't name. I made it to the Cup Series in 2020, and at the end of 2020, I got a call from a couple of the execs at Toyota TRD and asked me if I wanted to come back and run in the Truck Series and try and work my way back up to the Cup Series and show that I could win and kind of revamp my career in a sense. So I owe a lot to the Toyota TRD folks. They believed in me even when I may not have believed in myself, and they pushed me to be better. But they also give us all the tools and resources for us to be able to utilize to be the best athlete and race car driver that we can be.
Now I know there's sims available for you to do some practice with. How does that help you prepare for race day?
It helps a lot. NASCAR implemented a rule a few years ago that we were not allowed to test anymore. All of our work is done on the simulator, and when we show up to the racetrack, we can't change components on the race car. What we bring to the racetrack is what we're locked in with.
Right.
Running on the sim, trying to get accurate tire models, accurate weather settings, trying to make the correlation from the simulation life to actual real life at the racetrack, trying to get those two to be 100% is key.
I think the manufacturer in general has taken on more of a role in the last 5 years. They've built themselves a gym. We have the simulator that we've had for a little bit longer, but it's become better and more involved. So all those things together kind of add up as what we need from the manufacturer. Originally, these were things we had to kind of do on our own as a team in years past, and now having Toyota come on and be more involved and bring those tools to us has been a big help.
Our flight flash is up, that means this is the last lap. You're gonna pass somebody, now's the time. So as far as Team Toyota goes, Chris Bell was able to secure that second place, and then Tyler Reddick was able to stay in the top 8 as well and move on to the next round. So overall, not a bad day for Toyota. You know, NASCAR's changed a lot over the years. The cars have changed, the drivers have changed, and the culture as a whole and with the sport has changed. Talk to me about how you've seen it change and then where you think it's going.
There's a new wave coming in, a younger generation, some of us as second generation drivers that can have our namesake there, but also have to make a name for ourselves, and that's challenging to do. But I feel like as the sport changes, as it continues to evolve, there's different pieces of the puzzle that continue to change, like the car. But I also think the fan base is also changing. There's more millennials being able to get into the sport. It's definitely getting more interesting, more exciting. It's a constant evolution within the sport, and I feel like NASCAR has done a good job at being able to go to different venues, being able to go to different markets that we haven't been to before. I think being able to go to these new markets brings a new audience, brings a new fan base, and it's just helping our sport grow.
That is all for NASCAR here in Charlotte Motor Speedway. Huge shout out to Toyota and all their racing teams for letting us get this kind of access, coming into the pits, spending some time with the drivers, and seeing all different angles of NASCAR to show you guys that it's so much more than just driving in a circle. This is a very dynamic sport. Anything can happen. It's very precise and it's very fast. And if you enjoyed this episode, join us in California because we have Formula Drift coming up next.